And indeed, we begin our story in the chamber of Baba Yaga. A broad room extends beyond the door, encapsulated in part by a large dome of transparent glass panels overhead. The view through this curved wall of windows shows a breathtaking landscape of the world outside the hut from the seemingly impossible angle of high in the sky. Beneath the glass dome sits a tattered rug of well-worn crimson fabric on the ground, beyond which stand two tall, black dented cauldrons. Stairs lead on either side of the room to a balcony overlooking the main floor, outlined by an ornate black iron railing, though the balcony's contents are shrouded in shadow. So the big thing I want to notice before we start talking is the ceiling. It is clear glass, and it seems to pierce through the mist, as though the mist doesn't exist at all. And you can see a night sky full of stars. And what I need is anybody who has a particular interest in astronomy to go ahead and give me a history or an arcana check.
Can Swoops give you a history or arcana check?
No.
All right, that's fair.
24 from Calder.
History or arcana, you said?
Yes, please. 17, not bad. So you look out at the stars, and both of you are able to tell, to varying degrees of accuracy, that if what you're looking at is what's really up there, you've been in this hut for at least a week, possibly a week and a half.
Uh-oh.
Getting so close to the wedding.
Does that track?
It does not track at all with your experience of time in the hut, but it does track with your knowledge that sometimes time does weird things in the hut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we just lost a week, apparently.
Maybe.
So where we left off, Tasha had asked you if you had the ingredients, and you said yes. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, we said who's asking. And
Well, yes,
we got
and
some lip.
and then you got a little bit of clapback. See the previous VOD for that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if that was the list you left for us, we've got everything that we were told to get.
Good. She multiple mage hands appear in the air. If you would be so kind.
Maybe I will. What are they for?
She turns and looks at the cauldron she's standing over. She tangs on it with like a spoon. This cauldron can make potions that none other can create. I am creating safety for you and yours.
Interesting. You're not the sort of person that would lie about that, according to the legends.
I am not.
You're also notorious for not telling everyone all of the pertinent information. So what kind of protection do we need?
She looks at the four of you. And...
Is it 5? Is Felgalos here?
It's just the four of you.
Oh
no.
Okay.
Oh no.
And
Well, no, what we've got the younger sister though. We've got our little We've got our little hedgehog friends.
And though, well, yeah, but not directly visible, right? She hid, I believe, when Tasha appeared.
And did she now?
Though her eyes sort of go back and forth across all of you, Charlotte, you obviously aren't able to see her eyes on you, but Tasha's regard has a weight to it. An almost like physical presence. You can tell that she is looking at you and you specifically when she says, "Child, are you here to take apprenticeship with my mother? Would you call me sister? Is that your purpose here in the hut?"
It could be one of them. I'm certainly not against the idea on principle. Although I have heard some rather disturbing tales of times that didn't turn out very well for the mother's daughter.
She will take everything from you. Everything. Your friends, your family, your world. What Baba Yaga owns, she wishes to own alone.
That might be a bit of a rub. I'm already, not everything I own is entirely mine.
Yes,
Currently.
I see your chains. And yourself. She turns and looks at Calder. I see you have great struggles. What brings you to the hut?
Obligation.
I see.
To myself, to my code, to family. I'm here of my own free will, but the representative reason is I should be here.
And you are here to speak with my mother?
Talking to your mother is irrelevant to me. I'm here to achieve a goal.
Is she here?
Not at this time, no, or else I would not be in this room. Even my audacity only goes so far. She turns to Maven and says, "You are a difficult one to understand, but I feel that you are very unsettled by this place."
I didn't know what I was coming into. I came in for adventure and I received adventure, so I can't say that I am unsatisfied in that manner, but it's not. This place is not as the world is that I know. So.
You are right to be unsettled. She looks to Delmain and says, "Lawman, you return. I see.
Yeah.
The same inspection as last time?"
With a twist, there's...
The ogres had to scrub the floor for a week after you were here the last time.
They didn't listen.
I like you, Delmain. I think you will be most understanding of my goal here. And she looks at all of you.
I have yet to hear it.
And she looks at all of you and says, "The fact that you brought me these things tells me you have been deep within the hut. And thus you must have seen some manner of my mother's atrocities. Yes?
Mm.
You have seen that she will use anyone and anything to achieve her goals. You have seen that she cares not for any who dwell within this place, that she cares only for herself. I asked you here because I believe my mother must be stopped. The magic that is gathering beneath your North Continent is enough to finally give her the thing that she desires the most, true immortality, a defeat of death. But it is also sufficient to do the opposite."
You're saying it could be used to kill her.
I am. If she achieves her goal, no one across the multiverse will be safe from her curiosity. She wishes to take this thing for herself. I wish to use it to destroy her.
I don't doubt that she could cook up a impossible sounding spell like that using the battery that is being charged.
She seeks to channel it through the nexus of the hut, and in so doing take control of it.
She's a little early, isn't she?
She's not, which means she's not early. You hijacked the hut.
You give me too much credit. No, she is here. She is with Morgenthau. She is
Oh.
inspecting the Gulthias tree.
Now, Belloq's
Mm.
a lot of stupid, but I don't know. Is he this stupid?
Balak is definitely that stupid, but I don't. He's also a zealot. Zealots don't bend that way.
See, I don't know if he is a zealot. He's definitely not a zealot to Grumsh, whatever the fuck he's told Morgenthal.
He's a zealot to his own goal. He doesn't. What he is. He is motivated by his belief that magic is dying and mortals are the cause.
Yes. There is small truth to his rantings, but he is insane and knows not what he is doing.
Right, but he is powerful. He does know a lot about magic, about the forces of it, and so like if he's working with Baba Yaga towards his goals, I'm wondering how he's accounting for her. And whether that's going to fuck up your plan to try to take it to use it against her. So maybe he's already planning the same thing.
And then there's Morgenthal, who is a tactical mind. He would not trust her because he already lives in the thought of deception.
This is why I bring you here. I can handle my mother in the right circumstances with the right powers, but not when I have to watch my back against those like Belak and Morgenthal. I ask you if you will help, if you will set the stage and allow me to do my work. The ingredients are for a memory erasing potion in case you say that you do not, or that you refuse. I would not destroy you. I would rather leave you here. I would rather send you from here without knowledge of me and my plans, should my mother come across you and read your thoughts. That is the purpose of the ingredients that you have brought to me. The mage hands continue to hover in front of you.
See, there's another problem with this plan, is that if things go right, the battery's not going to get to full charge, and this shit's not going to go off. Would you fuck with that?
Explain.
She's asking if you have designs on the power.
If we stop it from culminating, are you going to stop us from stopping it from culminating?
So at this time, I need us to all take a quick pause.
Mm-hmm.
What I'd like to know, first off, does anybody on the team currently have active any sort of proof against psychic scanning?
I have...
In particular, we're talking about the Detect Thoughts spell.
No. I have a badge, but it's not presently attuned.
Okay, so the badge would work if it was attuned.
Let me double check. Now, the badge only helps against people who are not within line of sight. Even if it was attuned, it wouldn't help with this particularly.
Okay.
No, the closest thing I have against deception is True Sight, which is still up.
Okay.
No, not currently.
Jeff, by the way, there are 2 statues on either corner of the room that are definitely golems, but they're inactive. I'll go ahead and make them. I'll go ahead and make them visible.
Neat.
With Mr. True seeing over there.
Oh, and also the cauldrons both are 2 separate but very powerful forms of magic.
Can I get the school?
Transmutation.
Of course.
And one of them actually is conjuration.
Okay.
The one that Tasha is standing next to is the transmutation.
Yeah.
Thing.
I have no desire to interact with an object that has seen child flesh. I don't need that.
That's fair. So what I want to know really quick is when she said, "What is your purpose here?" Yeah? What was the first thing that went through your character's mind?
Okay.
You said what you said, but what's the first thing that went through your character's brain?
I'm here with them.
Very simple, straightforward.
That's totally fair. So we'll just go bottom to top. So Maven, I'm here with them. Jeff, what did Calder think immediately after being asked?
I am here for my brother because I want to be there for him in the way he wasn't there for me.
And then Delmain.
I have a job to do.
And then finally, Charlotte.
The first thought was very simply of figure out what the fuck is going on with this hut.
Okay, good.
And Swoops' first thought was probably like, to fuck with shit.
To ruin everything.
So
Fiend Claws like to slay things.
This would have been way different if it had been Rita here. It was stinky.
Mm-hmm.
But
So-
Maven is not a complicated person.
Tasha will nod and say, the hut is capable of deflecting and diffusing the rest of the power, but there will be enough for those who help if they wish, if they have a wish, perhaps.
Interesting.
But the hut will be able to diffuse the power.
What if the hut's not here? Would Baba still be able to cast her spell?
As she is in full command of the hut, I see no way that we could stop her from bringing the hut to that place, but no, the hut needs to be in proximity to absorb the magic as it comes out. What did you have in mind? Well... And out from behind the curtain, this massive creature that is unlike anything any of you have ever seen begins to stride out. And I'm going to do a quick description here. So, 7 feet tall at the top of her bun. This creature is clearly from ogre stock, but like something older, more ancient, more primordial than the kind of ogres that you've been seeing running around the hut up to this point. She is something different, something primal. Her head is oversized for her body. I took a lot of inspiration from Yubaba, from Spirited Away. Yes, she's tall, but she's stocky, but stocky in a muscle man kind of stocky. And she steps out, and she has the bun and the kerchief, and she has the nose that's probably as big as Echo is, and a mouth that splits her entire face all the way end to end, and jaws that could pretty clearly bite a humanoid in half without a whole lot of effort.
Ooh.
And she begins to step down the stairs, and she says, "I gave you everything. I made you exactly what you are. And here you are, plotting my death on the eve of my greatest victory." She begins to descend the stairs.
So just quick question, because we do have someone with true seeing. She wasn't like magically hidden, she was just physically behind a curtain.
The curtain is, well, now that you're looking at it, like, yeah, your sight cannot pierce the curtain.
Interesting.
There's something about it. And
That's actually the funniest fucking thing in the world.
It's just an actual really thick curtain.
It has to be magic. I see through simple cloth.
Like really thick.
And Tasha looks at Baba Yaga and looks back at you and says, "Do not be concerned. This is not my mother. This creature is a simulacrum. She leaves them in the hut sometimes when she has business to attend to. When she returns, she will absorb it back into herself and retain it and gain its memories. The old woman says, "How dare you? Now you claim that I am not even who I am. I gave you everything that you have, and I can take it right back, daughter." Tasha shakes her head and goes, "The poor creature doesn't even realize what it is." She puts enough of her memories into it so that the creature believes that it is the one and only Baba Yaga. She likes the look of surprise on its face when she returns to absorb it. Unfortunately, she also puts enough of her magic into it to make it dangerous. She reaches out to the side and opens her hand, and a staff materializes in her hand, 6 feet long, covered in runes that are so tiny and intricate that they are difficult to see from any distance. And Tasha turns to you and says, "You can decide what to do about my mother later. This creature must be destroyed. If she returns to it, then all of our lives are forfeit. Will you fight with me?"
Yes,
Can I
but
do
if
it?
she returns,
Can I do an insight on Tasha real quick about all this?
Good luck.
what if she returns and the simulacrum isn't there? Won't that make her very angry?
Hey, not bad. Not bad.
I get a 23 on the insight.
Yeah, and she rolled pretty bad too. No, she's definitely being straight with you. She's like, we gotta put off this conversation for a second and deal with this bullshit. Now, Maven, did you say that aloud?
I kind of stepped over your line if you want to say it again.
Oh, she was like, wouldn't if she returns and finds it gone, wouldn't she then also be angry?
Yes, however, she is well aware that there are assassins out against her. She does not often look into the rooms that she considers to be most secure. If she comes home and it is simply gone, she will assume there was another attack. There is no reason for her to believe it was us or me. She has not seen me in decades.
Can I make an Arcana check about simulacrums?
Yes.
Come on.
A 30.
Yeah, that's 30. Can I read the spell?
Yes and no. You know that very potent wizards and witches can create copies of themselves. But what you're seeing here is something different, right? A lot of the time, a wizard can make a clone that has some semblance of consciousness, but it's never like 2 different people who both believe they are the original, right? A clone is usually just an extra body for a wizard to flee to if they get killed or something like that, right? This is something else. This is consciousness created, but you can tell that though this creature is probably going to be pretty powerful, it's not going to have all of the abilities of Baba Yaga.
Well, the main thing I wanted to know is whether or not a simulacrum can be dispelled.
Ah, I see. I'm going to say in this particular case, the simulacrum is a form of magic that is kind of outside of the usual circles, so it can't be directly dispelled, no.
Okay.
It's just real enough to make it solid.
Perhaps it's belief in itself, who knows?
Mm-hmm.